ain't right. Darkness light. Without your sunshine, there is night. It ain't hard to decide who I love. This world ain't right. Darkness without holy light. It ain't hard to decide who I love. The grace is sufficient. Twist a few scriptures. Made a fake religion. We can argue facts, but can't debate wisdom. The serpent seed has subjugated his victims, created systems, made the heir to the throne beg for permission, removed his customs, fed up traditions. Merry Christmas. Satan Santa climbed down the chimney into the fire to consume us. I never seen it like that. It's hysterical. The pseudo truth is satirical. One time Jacob allowed to be blunt. It's lyrical. Other than that, shut your trap and get back to the trap. It ain't clear to you. Messiah said that they gon' hate you like they hated me. Paint Jesus on a false image that may be M.O.B. Mark of the beast, I'm using acronyms to say the least. When it out, they call cocaine the key. We so deceived, disciplined by the Father, humbly brought to our knees. By a nation swift as the eagle floating through the breeze. Swooping on us, angels rooting us like major leagues. Abba, your love is like no other. With skill, you revealed how and why my people suffer. You crushed the sun for us and all the other. You ain't right. Darkness without holy light. Without your sunshine, there is night. It ain't hard to decide who I love. This world ain't right. Darkness without holy light. Without your sunshine, there is night. It ain't hard to decide who I love. Is being blessed. In him I have my being. Ain't no being like rest. Feel unrest. Relinquishing the scriptures as they would rather manifest. In these universe cities, perversion is not oppressed. Love universal law, but hate the Father's request. Covered in soft fleece, fresh armory sweats. Descendants of the remnant that the Portuguese possessed. The Queen's pendant had the edge of the system on. We can't do this without them. Liberation. Not just Sunday morning shouting, placing emphasis on a building when that building is a mountain, and that mountain can be moved by the faithful temple in you. Shine your light in this world. Darkness without holy light. Without your sunshine, there is night. It ain't hard to decide who I love. This world ain't right. Darkness who I love. Without your sunshine, there is night. It ain't hard to decide who I love. I choose you, yeah. Between you and this world, I choose you, yeah. Between you and this world, I choose you, yeah. Between you and this world, I choose you, yeah. Between you and this world, I choose you, yeah. Between you and this world, I choose you, yeah. Between you, yeah.
Ascension WoW is a standalone World of Warcraft private server that reimagines WoW in a brand.
Jerusalem, we wanna go back home, go back where we belong. Forgive us for our own. I pray this reach the throne. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. We wanna go back home, go back where we belong. Forgive us for our own. I pray this reach the throne. Jerusalem, that's the place that the Father just got their aim on. Found out where we from, that was game on. Jerusalem, we did you so wrong. We broke the laws, he left us alone. In Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. We wanna go back home, go back where we belong. Forgive us for our wrong. I pray for Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. We wanna go back home for our own. I pray this reach the throne. Put my name on Jerusalem. I 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 gave my Lord to Jerusalem. My Lord to Jerusalem. I gave my Lord to Jerusalem. I won't forsake you, Jerusalem. I won't forsake you. I won't forsake you, Jerusalem. Jerusalem, yeah. Jerusalem, yeah. We wanna go back home, go back where we belong. Forgive us for our wrong. Reach the throne, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. Jerusalem, Jerusalem. We wanna go back home, where we belong. Forgive us for our wrong. I pray this reach the throne, Jerusalem. Oh, we going back home. No vaccine. Ain't taking my gut of peace. We going back home. They gon' find out the Father ain't strong. Zion, Zion, come on. Come on. Zion, come on. Zion, Zion, come on. Jerusalem, yeah. Jerusalem, yeah. We wanna go back home, go back where we belong. Forgive us for our wrong. Reach the throne, Jerusalem. Jerusalem, yeah. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. We wanna go back home, go back where we belong. Forgive us for our wrong. It is reach the throne. I put my name. Jerusalem. I put my name on Jerusalem. I put my name on Jerusalem. I put my name on Jerusalem. I gave my Lord to Jerusalem. I gave my Lord to Jerusalem. I gave my Lord to Jerusalem. Jerusalem. I won't forsake you. I won't forsake you, Jerusalem. I won't forsake you, Jerusalem. I won't forsake you, no. Jerusalem, 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 yeah. We wanna go back home. We belong. Forgive us. I pray this reach the throne, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. Oh, yeah. We wanna go back home, go back where we belong. Forgive us for our wrong. I pray this reach the throne, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, yeah. We wanna go back home. We belong. Forgive us for wrong. I pray this reach the throne, Jerusalem. Hold on 1 second, y'all. With another Sabbath, I'll praise the Most High. I'm brother. All right. So we're gonna jump to this lesson. 1 second. Share the slideshow. This is in the book of Esther. It's instituted in the book of Esther. So that'll be the book that we're reading today. We're not going to go too much outside of that book. Today's lesson is actually going to be relatively long. I got about 48 slides. The slides is dealing strictly with the book of Esther. And then the last 8 slides is dealing with how we know that we should be keeping the Feast of Purim. Exactly. And did Christ the Messiah keep the Feast of Purim? Okay. Go to the next slide. All right, so we can read this real quick. This is a quick synopsis on the book of Esther. It says, Book of Esther, author unknown, theme, God, providential care. This book is dated or written during the 5th century BC, which means it was in the 400s BC, before Christ, 400 plus years before Christ, right? It says, give me 1 second. Okay, it says background. Esther, which closes the historical section of the Old Testament. And what I mean by that is that you have certain books in the Old Testament that's considered historical type books. Like, for example, you have the book of Ezra. You have books like things like that, right? You got different ecclesiastical books and things like that that talk about history. Esther is the last of them, okay? It says records, events that occurred when the Jews were captives in Persia. Esther, the name means star, which a Jewish maiden, was a Jewish maiden who as queen of Persia was used to deliver her people from massacre. The king called Ahasuerus in this book was Xerxes, who reigned 486 through 465 BC. And you can compare this book of Ezra, right? Now, before we get started, just to let y'all know, Xerxes is the king that we see in the movie 300. This is the very same king that we see in the movie 300. This was Esther's husband. And today we're going to get into that. We're going to get into exactly what happened, what took place, the miracles that God did in order to preserve his people, the Israelites, during that time within the realm or the kingdom, and how he used Esther. Esther is a heroine way because she was used by the Most High in order to save her people, right? All right, I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, so this is the introduction of King Ahasuerus or Xerxes. We're going to go to Esther chapter 1, right? It says, now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 107 and 20 provinces, right? So 127 different areas is what he reigned over. It says that in those days, when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes and provinces being before him, when he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days.
even 180 days. So this feast lasted for 180 days, because fourscore is so 4 times 20, 80, 180 days. Verse 5. The king made a feast, purple to silver rings, and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue marble. So this whole thing was extravagant, right? It's all over the place. He had, the finest of gold, brilliant and vibrant colors and things like that that decorated the city. Verse 7. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, the vessels being diverse one from another, and royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king. And the drinking was according to the law, none did compel. For so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house, that they should do according to every man's pleasure. Also Vashti, queen, made a feast for the woman in the royal house which belonged to King Ahasuerus. So Ahasuerus has a feast, and he invites all the men of the city, and they pretty much have a good time. And on the other hand, his wife, the queen at the time, which was Queen Vashti, she did the same thing, but she invited all the women of the land, all the women of the city, right? And down here, this is a picture of King Ahasuerus, or Xerxes, right here. As you can see, he had kinky hair. And the hair on his head is kinky or coarse, letting you know that Xerxes was a Negro, quote unquote, or black, should I say. Okay. And this is the realm that was controlled by King Ahasuerus during his lifetime. As you can see, it goes on Ethiopia, right? Right before you get to Ethiopia, and it borders India. So from the border of India to the border of Ethiopia is the empire that he reigned over. The next slide. It says Queen Vashti is disposed for disobeying the king. All right. On the 7th day, when the heart of he commanded Mahuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, Abagtha, Zithar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, the queen before the king with the crown, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. So here it is, King Ahasuerus, his wife, and show how beautiful she is, right? And he wants to do that while she has the crown on her head, right? Verse 12. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned